MONAD, Aave temp check for MONAD is live. Huge for the ecosystem. MONAD to $1. Temp check deploy Aave protocol on MONAD. So recently I saw Avalanche, Solana, man. Solana really has has done it, man. They really have, as far as scaling, scaling and building and everything that they've done. I have to give it to them. They're a great project. The only thing I dislike about Solana is the trader's mindset on Solana. I know a lot of people are bullish on the Solana coin itself, which I'm not mad at being bullish on the Solana coin. I just wish the trading conditions on the chain were like they were in the past, in 2023 to 2024, man, with Bonk and Dog with Hat and Popcat. I wish those trading conditions were similar to how they were at that time. But why am I mentioning Solana? Solana recently unveiled Avalanche onto their chain, so you could literally buy Avalanche on Solana now, right? AVAX is a native token of Avalanche. It's now listed on Solana. You can now trade AVAX against Solana native assets. If you hold AVAX outside Solana, you can move it onto Solana and back through Sunrise. They've also put other like top projects on Solana as well. Everything on Solana. So I wouldn't be surprised. They have MONAD on Solana. You could buy MONAD on Solana right now as well, right? If you take a look at MONAD right here, you could buy it in your Phantom wallet on Solana, right? So that's what is happening, right? And again, Solana itself, the coin itself is great, but the on-chain trading of the coin is just utter garbage. It's so toxic. It feels like nobody over the age of 25 is on that chain that's trading on that chain. It's only like Zoomers, teenagers, people 23, 21, 20, 18, gambling constantly and just pump fun and buy this coin at 50k market cap, sell it at 200k market cap, rotate, next coin. It's no like, oh, we have a coin, let's take this coin, even if it's a meme coin. Just like with Bonk and Popcat we have a coin, let's talk about this one coin until it gets to, crazy high levels, billions of market cap, and change a bunch of people's lives. It's not like that anymore. But as far as their tech, it's fantastic. So how does this tie into MONAD? Well, deploy Aave protocol on MONAD. I think MONAD is about to do the same thing here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a vote for, an Aave DAO vote for people to deploy for people in the Aave community to deploy Aave, the DeFi protocol, on MONAD, right? So you see how Solana is able to bring all these different networks and projects on Solana. MONAD is on Solana. Now Avalanche is on Solana. You could buy these things natively. Well, it looks like Aave is going to be deployed on MONAD, which is very bullish, right? This is the top DeFi protocol in all of crypto, other than like Uniswap and CRV, right? This is like Aave is like the top. Chainlink is more like an oracle. Chainlink is an oracle. It's not really a DeFi project, but Aave is like the #1 DeFi project in crypto, and for it to be deployed on MONAD is going to be massive, right? This is from Mario Bro that spotted this. He says Mon to $1 in the comments, in the replies. $2 freaking $1, right? Mon to $1 from Lewis Bonat. Mon to $1. I smell money. Voron. Mon is building steadily. Micro. Mon to $1. MONAD season for real. So this is fantastic news, and I hope this this happens, because imagine you're on MONAD and you could use your MONAD in Aave protocol. Like you could provide liquidity pools. I've never really used Aave as far as like DeFi goes, but I know they provide liquidity pools, LPs, etc. So imagine you could have like LP set up with Aave with your MONAD, right? That's pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to use as well. Obviously, you could stake your MONAD as well on chain. You could stake your MONAD, but this is pretty nice stuff, right? As far as other news goes, I haven't really seen much other news. So when I saw this, I was like, yo, this is very interesting. I don't think anyone else has spoke of this. So that's why I'm bringing it to the channel for you guys. This is from OX Arich. Manage, the spring is compressing and volatility will appear very soon. Who is selling below the ICO price? Not me. And I hope no one else is, right? We talked about MON in December, right? If you followed MON from me, from whenever I first started talking about it on the channel, it went around a 2x, almost a 2.5x, right? From when we started talking about it, went up. You could have de-risked up here, and if you were a great swing trader, you could have bought back in around the 1.718 cent low once again, and now you could be riding your bag risk-free, right? Or if you were new to the project, you never knew about the project. Again, I was covering it from back here all the way up here to back down here. So you had two chances to buy at that 1.7 cent level if you were paying attention to the channel. And now it's in profit for most people that pay attention to the channel, right? So now we're sitting at that 2.1 cent level, and I think we're going to start to move up again to the 3 to 4 cent level. If not, whenever it takes place, I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm just going to, be here day to day to keep you guys informed and keep the coverage of this project. Like I said, as far as altcoins go, Layer 1s, why would we need so many Layer 1s? Solana clearly has won the Layer 1 battle. Only other, like I said, the only other competitors are BNB, because you just can't go against CZ Binance. I've traded on Cardano. It is the worst experience ever. I've traded on Cardano, man. Like, this is the thing. These projects like Cardano, etc., are so overvalued to me personally, because I've traded on them, and like I set up the wallet, it's so slow. Like, why would I trade on Cardano when it's so slow? I bought SNEC on Cardano, right? And I bought SNEC pretty early on Cardano. I think under like 40 mil, 30 mil market cap. That was the only thing worth buying on Cardano for me. And I think it did like a 20x, 30x, some type of crazy move from under 30 mil market cap. And it's so slow to trade on Cardano, especially after, you trade on Solana, you trade on MONAD. Like, it's no comparison. And then, Cardano is in the top 10, man. I don't know, man. This is how crypto is. Once a project is solidified long enough, it could stay very high. But as far as, in my opinion, mass adoption goes, it's going to be Ethereum, clearly, because, Ethereum, I don't know if Solana will flip Ethereum, man. As far as the usability and tech of Solana, you can't deny it, right? I think once we get, if Solana could somehow create a space where, people that could like to hold coins, right, and invest in coins and hold them and make money, start making crazy money again, Solana wins, right? If that could happen, right? But until that happens, I don't know. BNB as well, you can't go against CZ Binance. Then we got MONAD. I think 10,000 TPS. I could see the community and culture there. There's certain projects or memes on MONAD where people are holding them, man. They haven't given up. They stay holding them. The founders are buying with the retail investors, tossing in some money into these MONAD memes. You've seen it. I covered it on the channel where some of the MONAD founders are buying some of these MONAD memes and paying attention to like their ecosystem, which is pretty cool, man. Like James was buying, some of the MONAD memes with us. It was pretty cool to see. You really see that, right? I didn't see that on Sui. I didn't see that on Say. And I traded on Sui. Blub did really well. That was one of my calls on Sui. Blub the fish. FUD did okay. I traded on Sayon. I was there at the initial hype of Sayon. I was there for Millie as well. But, there's not much culture there. There's not much culture. There's not... Even Rootlets NFTs on Sui, right? Rootlets NFTs. I sent my friends a couple of Rootlets NFTs. Made a couple of my friends $2,000, right? And I bought them for like couple $100. But the community that MONAD I see building, the community, the cultish following, I see it there for MONAD, whereas I don't see it for these other chains. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not fudding anyone's bags, but I like what I like. And I don't like what I don't like. I don't know if you guys listen to Dance Hall, but You know, one of the biggest dancehall artists made that. You probably don't know what dancehall is. It's okay. So MONAD, this is from Agura. MONAD acquires Ponder developer tooling project and the team to enhance ecosystem tools. Hires ex-Falcon, ex-Bank Optimism executives, adding TradFi and institutional crypto expertise for post-launch scaling. And these are the types of the news, like I said. They hired ex-Falcon, ex-Bank Optimism executive, adding traditional finance, institutional crypto expertise to MONAD. MONAD acquires Ponder developer tooling project. Whoa, that's crazy. Okay. So that we have the deploy of Aave protocol, but this might be even more, you know, crazier. Let's see. Ponder developer tooling project. Ponder. Oh yes, I did cover Ponder. Yes, I did. I didn't know Ponder was also TradFi. I did cover Ponder. Interesting stuff. So right now, MONAD right now is sitting at 216 cent. In a great spot right here at 216 cent, holding that level pretty well. Again, like I said, expect more consolidation. More catalyst is gonna make MONAD, you know, really take off. Like when they announced Nitro, we had like a nice move from the low, you know, like a 40 to 50% move from the low when they announced Nitro, like right here, introducing Nitro Accelerator program. Just do your research on Nitro. They have like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars funding from top. Look at this, 15 teams will receive 500k funding from top venture capitalists. So the VCs in MONAD, someone, you know, went back and forth with me about the VCs. The VCs in MONAD actually care about, you know, what is happening in the ecosystem, right? 500k funding from top VCs for anybody open to builders to build anything on chain for the next 3 months to create the ultimate D app on MONAD. I think that is fantastic. And then we saw like an 18 to 20% move and like a 50% move from the low. Now it's in this consolidation phase. I think it's gonna take off. I think this is gonna be one of the altcoins you have to add to your portfolio that is going to do well. I see a 10 cents to 30 cents MONAD in the future, right? So if you got 50k to 100k MONAD, that's potentially 5x to 10x to 20x from here, which is very likely in my opinion, right? So we're doing pretty great here, sitting just on a 235 million market cap. Let me get your thoughts down below. How you feeling about, you know, the overall market? We had a bit of a bounce in the macro. We're in fear now. No longer in extreme fear. We're in fear now. And the next stop could potentially be neutral to greed to extreme greed. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? But how do you guys feel about the market? Let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join my Discord, follow me on X, and subscribe to my Clips channel as well. None of this is financial advice. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. And I'll catch you in the next one.